good, everybody? Welcome back to Bain. Break it down Forex. It's your boy Big Bain in this thing. You guys guessed it. Another week, another opportunity for us to make some money in the Forex market. So let's get right to it. All right. Boom. Over on the dollar, guys. I'm expecting the rise. So we swept liquidity last week, tapped into demand, got a change of character, and now we pulled back to that area, and we're starting to get the dollar to push up just a little bit right now. But I do expect it to rise for the rest of the week. I'm bullish on the dollar. All right. Moving over to the JPY. We broke the high, made the new high. All of this is the pullback. We engineered liquidity with this equal lows, double bottom, if you will. We pushed up, breaking above the trend line, but now it looks like we're going to hunt that liquidity, potentially tap into this demand area, guys. So it is going to be a good opportunity for you guys to buy any of the JPY pairs, UJ being probably the best one out of the bunch. But again, this could be short-lived, or we may just respect this high here and begin to rise. So be careful on the JPY as it is pushing down. But for the time being, it does look like it will give us that bearish push first before it eventually rises. All right, bearish on JPY. All right, moving over to our dollar. All right, guys, we got the nice break of the low, made the new low, pulled back all the way to this level of resistance, got a nice double top with divergence, made the drop, made push down to this previous low, and now we're just kind of in a little state of limbo on the odd dollar. So you don't want to sell it here because it's in the middle of nowhere. All right, it's not at any of your key points of interest. You want to at least wait till it gets a little higher to sell it. From that standpoint, if we're going to go with the correlation of the dollar rising, typically the odd dollar will fall, but we definitely want to see it get higher first before we get that drop. All right, guys, so I'm bearish on odd dollar. All right, euro dollar looking very nice for the drop as it stands right now. Let's get to the higher time frame, and we can see here that we broke the low, we made the new low, we pulled back with a nice change of character into that pullback, getting to the supply area. I do expect the euro to push up a little bit more before it drops, but when it does, or if it does get to supply, when it's ready to drop, we're looking at 333 pips to the downside. All right, but I'm definitely super bearish on the euro dollar. This is definitely one of the plays you guys want to look into taking this week. All right, over to pound dollar, and I'm bearish on pound dollar. Team sold it last week. We're currently in profit, and we've already mitigated the supply area, sweeping the liquidity that sits right below supply. So now it is time for GU to make that fall, and if it does, we're looking at 432 pips to the downside, risking just 64. I'm bearish on pound dollar. All right, over to New Zealand dollar. There's not much going on with New Zealand dollar. We definitely would want to see it at a higher position to look for that selling opportunity like we're looking for on EU and GU, but it's giving us the same vibes that AU is giving us. All right, so because it's in the middle of nowhere, leave it alone for now until it gets to a higher price point to where you can sell it from, to get a good position on it. All right, but for the time being, let's just leave NU alone. All right, guys, moving over to dollar CAD, and it definitely looks like we just got a nice change here, right, to the upside. So we may get a little drop, filling this imbalance, tapping into this demand in this liquidity trend line before getting the rise. All right, guys, I'm bullish on dollar CAD, but I'm watching out for the pullback first, again mitigating the fair value gap and demand before rising. All right, guys, over to dollar CHF, and we got a lot of consolidation going on right now. So there's a ton of indecision, but I can see there's imbalance to the downside that we have not filled right above this demand area. So if I had to choose, even though the dollar looks bullish, and typically dollar CHF will follow that bullish movement, it looks like it can be bearish to go and mitigate this demand area, as well as fill the imbalance of this, balance out this imbalance on the fair value gap to the downside, guys. So potentially bearish on dollar CHF, and from there it may go bullish, but right now I'm going to sway on the bearish side of things. All right, guys, moving over to dollar JPY, and there you have it. My team did buy dollar JPY. We were up in profit significantly. We've just gotten a pullback now, and now the dollar JPY looks like it's back on its way to the top to make it to the supply area, filling all of this imbalance and giving us 375 pips to the upside. Don't miss out on UJ as the play for this week, guys. Bullish on dollar JPY. Over to pound odd, and a lot of the pounds are going down, guys. You'll see that on each one of the charts that I show you. But right now for the pound odd, we're still in bullish market structure, but I believe we're going to tap into this fair value gap in the supply area before we get the drop. Hence, this is where my short position is, and I'm looking to catch 493 pips to the downside. Very, very good setup on pound odd. Don't miss out on it for the drop. All right, I'm bearish. Moving over to pound CAD, it gets the same kind of setup, guys. We had the low, we broke the low, made the new low, pulled all the way back to supply. We got a double top where liquidity sits behind, and that's where my position is sitting, right? We may not get up to here to sweep that. We may just drop from the supply area and go down. So, you got to kind of pick your poison on it. But as long as you're selling it high, you're doing good, all right? So if you get it from the actual previous high of the double top, you're looking at just the 45 pip stop for 583 pip take profit. All right, guys, it's looking very lovely on pound CAD, just like pound odd. All right, very nice bearish setups to catch on these pairs. All right, and that's telling a lot about what's going on with the pound, that all the pairs are looking bearish. All right, so something's got the pound weak, and we need to be strong in taking advantage of that fact. All right, guys, don't miss out on pound CAD. Bearish on it. All right, over to pound CHF, and looking at this from a higher time frame, guys, you can see that we have a nice we had a change where we were going down and we started to push up, but this looks like it's mainly just a pullback into the supply area. So we have a potential of it dropping all the way back down to this previous low for 262 pips to the downside, guys. I'm bearish on pound CHF. Right, so that was pound odd, pound CAD, and pound CHF, all bearish. Now looking at GJ, all right, our favorite, okay, and coming to the 2 hour to get more details on it. And we have a selling opportunity on it as well. I know I told you guys that the JPY looks, a bit bearish, and then it's going to go bullish. But with it being bearish, the GJ can push up a little bit, potentially take out this high, right, and then drop. So you may be wanting to look at a position more like this on GJ, where you're getting in from the absolute previous high down to this level of demand here for over 475 pips to the downside. But be very mindful, it can definitely still rise a little higher than that. So if you want more of a confirmation, you want to see price breaking below some lows before you look to take your selling opportunity on GJ. But for now, I am bearish, just watching out for potential push sweeping the high before it does the drop. All right, guys, bearish on GJ. And pound New Zealand, right? So we pushed up, breaking this high, making this new high, double top, right? We just need to break below the neckline, because at the moment, guys, we are consolidating, as you can see right here, right? Which means there's some indecision, right? This could be a continuation to the upside, just depending on what the market wants to do. But we can kind of have a good idea that there is potential for it to drop, because it hasn't been able to get higher than this price point, which is around the 2,900 or 1,000 mark. All right, guys, if we sell it, we're looking at 446 pips on the table to the downside for a take profit. And again, just very, very good setup. So I would set your alert, possibly a sell stop below the consolidation, trying to take advantage of any momentum to the downside on pound New Zealand. I'm bearish. All right, guys, over to crude oil. Crude oil, we just broke this low, so it gapped. The market is just open, right? And the price is definitely just shot down with the gap on oil, possibly just wanting to sweep this low before pushing up any higher. All right, so just with the structure that we're getting, it is very bearish. So we primarily want to see price find a low point, right, and then start to give us some sort of indication that it's going to go ahead and rise. But if we break above this particular high, which is around 64.00 or 6400, right, then we can see oil potentially make a massive move to the upside for possibly a $10 move or a $12 move, where we're looking at 1,000 to 1,200 pips on oil, guys. All right, I'm bullish on oil, but I'm waiting for oil to find a floor and then potentially give us a change of character to the upside so that we can take advantage of that movement. But if it does not give that, guys, oil is still bullish, right? So be very careful, but bullish on oil. All right, over to silver. All right, my team sold it last week directly from supply. Right, we got a nice change here. We pushed down and we're consolidating a bit, but I still do believe we're going to get a major drop on oil, as it is correlated with the dollar, and the dollar looks bullish. All right, guys, when the dollar rises, silver will typically give us a nice drop. So I'm bearish on silver, looking to make a decent amount on silver. So don't miss out on silver this week, guys. All right, bearish on that. Over to gold. Gold has just broken out of consolidation, and we have huge imbalance here sitting right above this demand area. Gold should most likely drop down to this demand before potentially rising, but this lines up with the dollar looking bearish, so the correlation fits for gold to fall. All right, guys, I'm bearish on gold. All right, over to natural gas. And natural gas is giving us textbook market structure. We broke the low, made the new low, pull back to supply, and as the market opened, we got the nice drop. Okay, so there's a little bit of a break of this high here, so this may be a bit of a demand area that we're sitting at now on natural gas. All right, but if it respects this, we could see a potential rise breaking all the way above this high. But if we break below this low, you can definitely expect natural gas to continue falling in this downtrend structure. All right, but be careful. We may have a buying opportunity from this demand area now to the upside. All right, so a little mix, waiting for price to play his hand. I think we're going to fill this gap, so there's more of a potential of it rising right now, and you taking advantage of the buy to get in that. But just be very careful, as it's still a little mix and the overall structure is down, so you want to be looking for the sell. All right, over to SPY. And looking at SPY, guys, my team sold it from the high. We had a nice indecision doji candle followed by a massive bearish engulfing candle, and that's exactly where we sold it. So we were up a significant amount at the end of the week, but now it is consolidated, and we're still in profit. But with this nice rising channel that it has on it, if we can break below this low, we'll be really good to go with SPY falling, but it can respect this low as it did previously and continue to rise. Okay, guys, so be on the lookout for that potential rise on SPY. But as it stands right now, guys, we're going to go bearish with it until until it takes us out, because again, we just kind of made our bet on it. We can kind of reduce this, make it tighter. All right, team, if you're in it, just go ahead and lock in profits like that, make that a risk-free trade. But I'm bearish on that SPY. All right, guys, moving over to NAS. Okay, and NAS is starting to rise from this level of demand that we're at. My team did sell it, so team, please go ahead and lock in profits right about here. As there is potential for NAS to rise. There's some economic news, coming out with Google's AI on Wednesday that may affect the tech stocks that are within NAS to cause it to rise, but it also could be something that causes it to fall. So it's it's a two-way street with the economic news coming out or technology. So just be mindful of that. But the structure is still up, and we have major demand areas that it most likely will respect and rise from. But as it stands right now, my team did take the sell, and we were bearish on it, looking for it to get a little deeper into the demand, but eventually getting to this previous low. All right, guys, but right now it looks like NAS is bullish. All right, so take what you can if you sold it, and look for any buying opportunities that present themselves. All right, last but not least, US 30, guys, and same kind of MO. We definitely started to break above the previous high, right? And we can get rid of this supply area for now, but we broke above that previous high, and we're pulling back, to this potential demand area. So we may get a drop coming down to this demand, and then from there, guys, we may get the rise on US 30. Okay, but if we break below the low, it's a go. It's definitely going to get us a selling opportunity for a drop on US 30. But for now, it's still looking a little bullish. All right, guys, so I'm bullish on US 30. Again, if you're trying to figure out how to understand Forex, right, and you want to really know how to do this for yourself, right, you don't want to be dependent. You want to don't have people giving you trades that you just don't understand what you're doing or why you're doing it. Highly suggest you get with the team and make that dream come a reality. All right, forexwithbain.com. Click on the link for the Discord, and let's get it popping. All right. And again, tell a friend and tell a friend, right? Get your auntie, cousin, all of them in the mix. And, you guys have something in your back pocket to combat, what's going on in the world today, all right? So, yeah, just come right with me, all right? And in the meantime, in between time, y'all know what it is. It's your boy. Peace.
Want to get money? Want to get paid? That's Forex. Like a sensei, then you know you got to come and swing my way. And if you want to fast forward here, replay.